What's going on, gamers? We got a video here to talk about sales from February and about PlayStation PSSR 2 hype, of course, helped it sell more. Switch 2 still doing very well. They're pretty much neck and neck, just like last month. And how in March, I think the Switch 2 will sell even more due to the Pokemon Pokepia doing very well. PlayStation 5 will continue to sell as well. It's good seeing the state of the industry still be healthy. Uh, I mean, nothing could be better than that. We just need to see how this AI bubble goes. But Xbox, though, is in dead last fourth place. It can't even outsell the Switch 1 again, except like it seems to be somewhat okay in NA. But outside of that, it's like, yeah, it's not looking too good at all. When you think about new CEO coming in, all the stuff that they tried to talk about, Phil Spencer retiring, Sarah Bond getting fired, or Phil Spencer forcing to be retired early. Then they try to come with all this new stuff, but the sales just get worse and worse, and nothing seems to be doing anything good for the hardware sales. And they need to put stuff on sale. I think I just saw that they might be doing that, which is what they should have been doing. It should have been doing in the holidays. Going to be smart. But PlayStation 5 PSSR 2 definitely is something that helped that hype up in that month. And in general, realizing that investing into that ecosystem is smart because you are going to be getting exclusives that are only there. They're going to be doing that game now. And they're pulling their basically support from PC. We found all that out in March as well, too. They had a good state of play as well. The only bad news was the Blue Point stuff. Outside of that, and then Mark Cerny comes in recently, too, telling people that, frame gen is on the way. AMD and Sony have been teaming up with Project Amethyst to help improve AI upscaling for not only the console industry, but also the PC industry as well. And that's right up in NVIDIA's face, who's been on an anti-consumer spree. But looking at these sales, though, yeah, Switch and PlayStation, once again, Nintendo and Sony doing very well, not falling off. And if you think about Nintendo, too, it's a family that's selling. You got 811,000 here and almost 200,000 here. So they pulled pretty much, over one point something million. And the Switch outsold the DS now for lifetime sales. That's crazy. So it's now the highest selling Nintendo console of all time and second of all time. And PlayStation 5 edging out. That makes sense. Though I feel like in March things are going to be different because of Pokemon Pokepia. But getting to Xbox though, so here's the mistakes that they make. It's like I think that something like the Magnus and the PS6 should be coming out in 2028, and that Microsoft should have had a mid-gen refresh. And by them not doing that, they're not going to be able to have any market rights and market advantage over PlayStation 5 Pro and PlayStation 5 this holiday, with GTA being the focus over there. They could have had a mid-gen console and had something going against PSSR, right? Because it's both AMD, but they didn't do that. I feel like that was a mistake they could have made, and that could have just finished off the console generation better and made it last longer, because we needed that extension into 2028, I believe. I think 2027 still is a little bit early. But instead, their hardware is just dead in the water. You have these changing arounds, but I don't feel like that nothing can really be done to improve it. We just got to be honest about it over here, right? Whereas Sony, like I said, if you look at where they were at last year, at the beginning with all the cancels, and look at where they are now, they made a huge turnaround and a huge shift, and they could have been in a bad situation, but they didn't allow that to happen. Whereas Xbox just can't really seem to get in that situation because Microsoft just doesn't care about gaming like that. They care about AI, and they didn't make the right moves in the moments that they were supposed to. You know what I mean? So like selling 133K is just terrible when you think about the numbers that Nintendo and Sony are doing. These are huge numbers still. And PSSR 2 has shown that now when you look at the Series X and the price point, and then you look at the PS5 Pro and the price point, why would I get that? Because now there's a bigger gap difference now. There's no longer even being able to compare or even say, oh, no, look how much better this is going to run than the base PS5. It's like, no, none of that's even really there. I mean, people could say what they want, but it's like, it's the truth now. Like when you really look at that system, it's like, what's the point? I can get all your games and play them on higher settings now with PSSR 2, and Microsoft needs that market to do well so that they can be a strong publisher. Outside of that, it's like, yeah, you're getting outsold still by the Switch 1. And it's 9 years old. It's like, no, that should not be happening, right? But it's true though. But now it's selling you multiple months in a row. So it's like Nintendo every month. It was like the Nintendo family. Remember when the PS5 launched, they were selling the PS5 numbers and the PS4 numbers. So the PlayStation family was selling that much worldwide. It's still total profit in general. So worldwide, obviously, Nintendo's getting the most sales. And Sony's generating higher profit because the PlayStation 5 and the PS5 Pro are more expensive than the Switch 2 and the Switch 1. So I could see that kind of aligning, or they're being somewhat close in that perspective. But either way, console gaming is healthy, right? It's just Xbox that's falling off. And being in fourth place is kind of embarrassing. So yeah, you do need to do sales. Because your motto right now should be, we should not be getting outsold by the Switch 1. Let's do some sales. And like I said, I saw that they were actually doing that on the official website. Good, you need to do that. Give people a deal. You still have a chance to like sell more consoles. If you put stuff on sale, it's still a way to get a PC type, you know what I mean? Specification for that type of deal, like the Series X. They should be on sale. You should be doing crazy sales to build up for GTA. Why not do it? Because outside of the PS5 Pro and PlayStation 5, where else are you going to play it if people are not a PlayStation person? They want to just migrate that to PC. It's really about your migration going over. Not that many people are going to buy the Magna, so it's like, if I do get it on Xbox, the only way to get the backwards compatibility support is what? To get the Magnus? Because do you think that that's going to sell like 50 million consoles? So how many copies of GTA do you think is going to be sold? And that's what I'm trying to say, depending on how they do this migration, right? You're thinking about Steam, right? Oh no, I want to get it on Steam. Or if I'm on PlayStation 5 Pro, I can get the best settings here and transfer that to PS6 automatically. But if I'm on Magnus, it's like, oh man, not Magnus, but if I'm on Series X, you know what I mean? I have to get the Magnus to transfer this over because it's a Windows activation. Rockstar is not going to give you that double dip. You're not going to tell them, hey, play anywhere. No, they're not taking that loss. No, you buy it again on PC. Everybody knows that. So that's what I say. Like when you really think about that situation, it's like you'll have to get on like the Windows Store or something like that. But when you think about PC, most people are thinking about Steam. The point of getting there is to get that Steam access, not the Xbox access, unless you just want to get Game Pass on PC. I can understand that. And hopefully they have something with that where you could like sync with that. But I don't know. That's going to be a console version, if you get what I mean. I don't think people really thought about that. So it's like the investment into GTA on this console does not seem attractive unless you just want to be stuck at 30 frames per second playing like that for a long time, right? Whereas like on the PS5 Pro, I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to go past 30 frames per second with PSSR. They'll find a way with the upscaling technique. And it's something that you're like, okay, and like a year and a half later or a year plus later, year and a half, I'll be having the PS6 settings and getting it going, no problem. And there's a mega base on there, and they have the marketing rights. And who knows how long it'll take for the PC version to come out, knowing Rockstar, right? So, like, yeah, I can see why, like, when you're looking at this console, like, why would I want to invest into it? Where am I going to go if I invest into it? Because after this, the Xbox consoles are done. It's now PC migration. You see what I'm saying? So I want you guys to let me know what you think about that. Going down to some of these comments, PS5 beats Switch 2 despite being over 5 years old. It's still in its prime, though. This is prime time. Your prime usually starts ending towards the end of your 6th year. Like you enter your prime like towards the end of the 3rd year and into the 4th and 5th. That's prime time. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna tell you right now, the Switch 2 is gonna pick up again. Pokemon Pokepedia, it's on fire. That's 90-something meta. It's the biggest game right now. They got a mainline Mario in the holidays. Nintendo is going to be fine. And there's nothing to worry about with that. They're going to do insane numbers in the holidays. But Sony has help because of GTA and all that other stuff. And they are going to increase their identity by making sure that PlayStation games stay on PlayStation now. Only on PlayStation when it comes to like single player games. So PC's not getting those games. So the best place to be able to play that is with the PSSR 2 push. That's why I was telling people when it comes to that PC launcher stuff, I don't get the point of you thinking that because it literally negates the push for PSSR 2 and only on PlayStation. They've already advertised that. So that's just people making up stuff. And if they decided to do that, I wouldn't be the person to get mad because I just want my experience. Like I'm trying to beat it down. I don't want you to get exclusive. No, you had the choice to do that by supporting it and you didn't. So they said that they don't need that. So that's kind of the problem there when it comes to that PC mentality like that. Because I own everything. So I'm just like, but you do realize that, you know, if you would have supported it more, maybe they would have stuck around. Just like we were trying to criticize Astrobot sales, and it's like Astrobot could have sold more if more PlayStation players bought it. Do you think it's a developer's fault? No, they made an amazing game and got Game of the Year awards. Sony shared some of their amazing library of PC gamers. Is that Sony's fault that you didn't buy it enough? No, it's not. You know what I mean? Just like when you think about this, though, this is the exact opposite effect. People are not buying your consoles because it's Microsoft's fault. It's the division and the people in there that don't know what gamers want's fault. The confusion, the just no identity. That's their fault. But when somebody is not buying really good video games and we know how good they are and they're complaining that they're not getting the games, but they shared all the games with you, that's your problem. Definitely we want to pirate them and do all that type of stuff. There's different situations to look at why things are not working in numbers. It just depends on the situation. Like I said, when it comes to this, it's like, yeah, that is a Microsoft problem. PC games being removed from Steam, that's a problem of not enough support. And Sony doesn't need that. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that, they don't need their brand to get any cent of damage or to make it seem like, oh, I don't need to worry about the PS6 because I can get these games on the Steam machine, or I can get these games Steam Machine Pro. The PS6 games, it's going to be tough. I can get these games on Steam on PC. I can get it on the Magnus, so that's not going to sell that much. But the point is, you would be able to have an option. So Sony's not allowing that, and they can do that because they can stand on their own. Whereas Microsoft can't do that. They have to be a strong publisher on other people's platforms that are successful. They can stand on their own. This right here proves it, and I just don't see this getting better. And we're going to see what happens when they put stuff on sale like they did today, and see if that helps at the end of March when we get the March results in April. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about this. This guy says people are still buying Xbox. The price hike, just America, really pretty much dead. Rest of the world, yeah, pretty much. And then going down, you know, this guy Salty is obviously an Xbot. People like him play no games. He's too busy finding relief over console sales that do nothing for PlayStation. What do you mean do nothing? It's an install base that when you build up a base because you have 100 million, they're all looking at your store with subscriptions and you can stand on your own. When people like this come and project this type of stuff, you're literally saying, I can't handle that Xbox doesn't have a foothold to stand on its own and be strong like PlayStation and Nintendo. Studios are continuing to shut down and games are continuing. Well, dude, that get out of here with all that. That's nonsense. Like, so yeah, I mean, I can't take that serious. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. This is something I want to talk about because it's like, it is disappointing seeing the Series X and S have these type of sales. I would have rather see them competing more. But apparently, PlayStation versus Xbox is so dead now more than ever. It's PlayStation versus Nintendo in a certain sense, if you get what I mean. And no matter what, keep gaming. No matter what platform you're on, let me know what you guys think. As usual, leave a comment down below. Later.